start it, you idiot. What, you just want me to talk? No, I'm not doing the intro.
You told me 30 minutes ago that you were doing the intro from now on. And
No,
toe
it
is
was a
my
joke.
witness.
It was a joke.
The toe is my witness.
joke.
I said out loud that, okay, great. I'm going to sit there in silence for 20 seconds while you figure out how to start a show.
I could start one if I wanted to. I just don't feel like it and don't have to. Because you're going to do it.
But the problem is you told me
Even
you
if
would.
I tried to do it, you would interrupt me at some point. So,
No, I
yeah.
was so happy to sit back and relax and just watch you. You've grown and blossomed.
Welcome back to the Exes podcast, an experiment.
That's not even it.
The experiment?
No.
A podcast experiment.
Yes, the Exes.
Whatever.
Podcast experiment.
What is your name again?
My name is Jarrett, and I dated a crazy person. But then,
Don't forget it.
oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about somebody else. Yeah, I wasn't talking about you. Here we go. Hey, what do you think of the new digs? The new Exes podcast, its own set.
What's dig?
Digs? You never heard the word, these are our new digs?
Why would you say that?
Golly. I'm going to take one of these, and I imagine I'm going to take a lot of these. Digs would be your environment, your new home, your new place of work, your new office.
Because you dug it out? What is it? I don't get it.
You are just something else. And you know what? I have missed these weekly conversations with you. And I believe before we begin, I know it's hard to move a microphone and to comfortably reach up and grab a cup of Fireball.
Okay, what were you saying?
I think it's been how long has it been? 3 months?
No. Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah.
October, yeah.
Probably 3, maybe longer. And cheers to the Exes coming back. And
Hopefully.
and maybe we could make it more than 4 episodes this time.
Yeah, maybe.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What?
I'm just gonna sip. Oof.
Oh, God, that is hot. Oh, my. Well, look, obviously, I think we're going to dive into quite a lot on this first episode back. What is the last few months? What has it been like for you? I'm sure you and I can relate in terms of what we experience when we're out and about and what we experience with people that talk to us online. So what has it been like since the Exes ended for you?
I don't think I realized how many people were watching or seeing the videos or listening. It was kind of crazy when it ended because I had no idea people liked it that much. With my goal, I think I helped some people, and a lot of people came up and talked to me about certain things. I got some apologies. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with a lot of that. No apologies for me, of course, but I noticed, I'd have a lot of strangers that would come up to me that I didn't know prior, and they would say that, they enjoyed the Exes because they were kind of going through some of that in that moment. And for me, it was like, of course, that's a goal, and that's what we say when we started the Exes, that we want to get it to that point where it is more like a resource to some of these couples, these young couples, certainly, that are going through maybe what we went through to some degree. But then to actually see that it was doing that was pretty cool. And, ever since we ended the podcast, for me, it has been just like you said it best. I just didn't fully understand how many people were watching it, because for me, we would post the podcast and I would look at it for that day, and then I'd never look back on it. So I'd look at the views and I'd look at the comments for that day, and I would judge it if it's successful or not based on how it did that day. But podcasting is so different than any other kind of form of content, because people kind of watch it when they can and on their own. So they might watch it, one episode 2 weeks after it came out, just because that's where it worked for them. So I think in the moment, didn't fully grasp how many people were super interested in what we were doing. But also, I believe I'm going to silence my phone now because I am a professional. I'm a professional broadcaster. And I think I didn't recognize it at the time, but once the podcast ended and I can't go DJ a nightclub or a wedding or go to the gas station without somebody saying, "Why'd you end the podcast? Why are the Exes in?" And then it kind of hit me. I was like, "Oh man, we actually had a lot more people that really cared about our drama, and you guys are sick, and you make me sick." But yes,
I think it wasn't only the drama. I think people were wanting
it was our drama. They love this shit. They eat this shit up.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it is.
A lot of it is, but a lot of it isn't.
I think a lot of people also like to live in the past, like I've talked about before. A lot of people think they know people that they've never talked to. It's weird.
You mean a lot of people act like they know you and know.
I think, yeah. And it's weird because you'll tell me about somebody that came up to you that says,
Yeah.
I'm doing this or I'm dating this person, and I'll be like, I don't even know them. How would they know my business? Like I mean, maybe I introduced myself to you. I've never had a conversation. How would you know what's going on in my life?
I would like to just say, if anyone is watching, I do hate when that happens. And it happens almost every weekend. Like, if I'm working, you don't have to come up to me and tell me what Kaci Meacham is doing. You really don't.
But it's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, but to me, it's odd. It's like, do these people just want to feel like they are in the know? Do they want to feel like, to me, it's just like, I'm working and I'm not asking you about Kaci. So why is Kaci being brought up to me at my place of work?
Well, your place of work is where people drink. So I don't think it's like specifically about me or you. I think it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Loneliness, talking about somebody, like trying to talk to you about something that they can, or, because you're friends with everybody. You talk to everybody. So, like, it's like a drunk thing, I think. But, like, it honestly, it kind of does hurt me sometimes when I hear the stuff that I'm supposedly doing or supposedly, I don't know. Just like, I have to block it out because.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of the stuff that at least gets to me, most of it I don't even bring to you. But every now and then there's this crazy story, and I'm like, Kaci, it's none of my business, but somebody said this, this, and this. And it's always, for the most part, untrue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not true, though.
What's one rumor you heard that is true?
Where do I begin? We only have like 50 minutes.
In the past 3 months.
I'm not going to say that. Oh, the past 3 months? I don't know. No, probably nothing. Probably nothing that I feel like saying publicly. It's a big ask to put me on the spot like that. Most of the time it's untrue, or at least you say it's untrue. Fair?
No, I don't have any reason. Like, why do I have to lie to you?
You don't. I'm not saying lie to me.
You have nothing to do with my life. Like, zero. I can do what I want. I make my own money. You don't pay my bills. Why would I lie about what's going on in my life?
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, I have zero reason to fabricate, like, away from stuff that's actually happening. Why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. If you find out anything, I don't care.
Okay. The last 3 months have been wild without having this podcast. We ended it, and no one knew why. And people were curious. They're still curious. I got the question all day today. We had the video come out yesterday that announced this, and it was all why. So you know what? I'll do it right now. In front of the toe, these 3 cameras, and Kaci. I'll address the elephant in the room, and I'll ask you the question right here, right now. The question that everybody is interested in. The question everybody wants to know the answer to. Kaci, why did you dye your hair? I love it. Why'd you dye it?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what everyone's wondering.
I've done that since I was like.
You've never dyed it that color, though. That's neat.
I've changed my hair since I was like 20.
Are you going to be Teeter for Halloween from Yellowstone?
No.
You could put on a backwards hat, sleeveless shirt. It looks good. And you've never dyed your hair that color.
Yes, I have. I did it last summer. And then before that, when I had black hair, when I was with you, I put a pink streak in my bang right here.
That was not with me. You always get me mixed
I
up
have
with.
photos
No,
in
nah,
our house with the pink streak.
negative.
Okay.
You get me mixed up with some of these little dingleberries you run around with these days.
I
I
don't
don't
run around with
appreciate it.
anyone.
Well, that was my next question, obviously. Um, People care. What's up in the dating world of Kaci Meacham these last 3 months? See, people don't understand. We don't generally have these conversations. So this would be news to me. Oh, you got to take a fireball before you answer that question?
I am, I think, done dating. I think the last, like, little, like, you think he's funny?
Oh shit. That was so funny, man. We could even have scripted something that
How
funny.
many shows does this man need? Let me finish this sentence, okay? I am not interested in dating anymore, and I really don't have, like, a solid answer on why I feel like that. That is truly my feeling right now. I don't want to engage with anyone, even when I'm socializing. Like, somebody asks me for my number or whatever.
Do you give them a fake number?
No, I don't. Like, I do consider it, and maybe I'm in, like, I do go. I have ghosted. I feel bad, but
You've ghosted men?
no, I'm just talking about recently. I'm not talking about in the past or whatever.
So
When immaturity, I'm not talking about in the past. I'm talking about now.
okay.
So currently, I just feel like it's, something I always find out, like, oh, they're going through a divorce, or they're doing this, or they have a young child. Like, I don't feel like, out of respect for them and what I've went through, I don't want to insert myself into that.
Okay.
And I haven't really found anybody that is, kind of just like my brother, like, has his own house over there, doesn't like.
Oh, you haven't found somebody that, because your brother is killing it. I mean, every time I see him.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's like a millionaire or what. I'm not saying like I'm looking for perfection. It's just that he doesn't go out. He does activities with his friends. He does own a house, and he, has his truck, and he just takes care of his home and stuff, and like it is enjoying his life, not in a bar, not having odd jobs here and there. Like I have not met a man that is just happy with his life and is consistent.
Okay.
Someone that would make me feel secure, I think. Like, I think I really need that because my problem is trusting people now.
Yeah.
Like, still, like, I have that's a big flaw of
So
mine.
you never dated? You didn't date anyone since the Exes have been off the air? No one?
I
You got no
have
funny like stories or anything? Nothing crazy?
not.
God, I got 9 million of them in the last 3 months.
Stories?
What's going on?
I just hang out with my guy friends. I don't know.
Like 20 of them. Do you think that might be a red flag to potential guys that have their shit together?
I think most people like no guys come up to me like when I'm out. None.
Yeah, of course.
But
because you hang out with 20
the
guys.
ones that do,
Okay.
because there's brave ones that come and they say, "Is that your boyfriend?" And I say, "Oh no," but those are only few.
Yeah.
Like people that are just
I got
confident.
a question, and you've been that way for a while now. Like
I've been that way since like high school.
That's not true, but it's okay. We don't have to fight about that today.
Are you talking about having guy friends?
Yeah, you've never had a army of guy friends that you roll with ever. So that's a new thing. Yeah, that's a new thing, but that's fine. That's cool. What? I'm saying that I don't have an issue with that.
Okay,
I'm
listen to me.
I'm listening.
I didn't have an army of guy friends. I don't have an army now.
Oh, they march to the beat of the Kaci drum.
You're
This
insane.
army.
You're insane. No, they don't.
Yeah,
we
they
all
do.
do our own stuff.
Okay.
You're insane. Even when we go places, we're all talking to our own people.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So when I think like you cannot split in your mind the Kaci that was with you at home
Yeah.
and the Kaci that I am now. Of course I didn't have any friends when I was in the house with young kids. You know what I mean? And going to school and all that. I didn't. I mean, why would I have all these friends or whatever? I have these friends now because we're all single.
I'm saying
Like,
I don't have any issues with it. I'm saying because it is a difference than it used to be. I'm asking, why do you think that is? Why do you think something pivoted or something changed to where you felt more comfortable hanging out with a big group of guys as opposed to a big group of girls?
okay, so it's not really a choice. First, that's my first thing on that. A lot of people that I know are married, like girls, are married, having young kids at this time of their life. But secondly, when I do get around other girls, and I do try to go to dinners and stuff like that, what is discussed? I mean, I love some drama. I can sit here and go back and forth with you, and I'm not afraid of confrontation. But talking about other people's lives that I don't know, that they don't know,
I'm
that
glad you brought that up, man.
I cannot do that because it's boring. I
Yeah.
also am
Wait,
somebody
just
that
so I can
doesn't.
clarify, you're saying that a group of women, if you were in that friend group,
No, I
it
know
is
that.
okay. So it would end up being basically you go out and it's a big gossip session about what this person is doing and what that person is
It's
doing.
mainly centered. It could be centered around men a lot of the times, talking about.
And she hangs out with girls and they all got to talk about how hot her ex boyfriend is, and I got to deal with that. I understand that would be brutal.
So no, but they do talk about like who other people's relationships. Oh no, they're not together now. He got with this person, and then she did this, and then I get that's a part, like that would be a part of something like that I knew about, that I was involved in. I get those discussions. I'm not like a prude, but like talking about people that y'all don't even know, we don't even know. Like I don't know. It's kind of like people that idolize celebrities. I can't like, or just, you know what I mean? Like a Swiftie or something.
You're not a Swiftie?
No.
With that haircut?
Why would this?
I don't know.
What is with my haircut?
I like it.
Like I've had the same exact haircut when I was with you.
You've never had that hair color. I like it.
Is it bothering you?
Yeah, it's bothering me how much I like it.
I'm so glad it is.
It's bothering me how much I like it. What's the conversation with guys? When you're with your guy friends,
we
no
don't
gossip?
care. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. We don't care about anything.
Who sings that song?
Me?
I've never heard that. Is that a real song?
No.
You just made that up?
Yeah. We don't care though. Like it's literally like you found people that genuinely, like, we can talk about anything and no one gets offended. We can, you know, I don't know. It's just like, we don't care. Like the reason we are at dinner and drinking beer is to have a good time. And like sometimes I feel like with women, the reason they're going to dinner is to show them their new outfit and their new purse.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Wow. You are Teeter from Yellowstone.
No, I'm not.
You're the same person.
Oh my God.
Repeat after me. Jay. Then you say it.
No.
Okay. Repeat after me.
He's lost his damn mind if he thinks I'm going to do anything he says.
Repeat after me. Just do this once. Just say, hey. Do it. Say, hey. Please do it. Why are you not doing this for me?
Why?
Because I'm asking you to. Because I'm a good friend.
Hey.
Win me that bar. Just say that. Please. Just
what are you even saying?
Win me that bar.
Win me that bear?
No. Say, win me that bar.
Win me that bar.
And now we're going to play Teeter saying the same thing next to Kaci saying it.
A bar?
Yeah, it's weird. I think they didn't know how somebody from Texas actually sounded. So they made the character that you've based your whole lifestyle around into a country person from Texas. But
I just got a text about the podcast.
Oh, that's good. Read it out loud.
You want me to?
Well, maybe not. Like maybe use some discretion.
You agreed to go back on the podcast? Question mark.
Who said that?
And then another text came through from the same person, make him pay you.
Oh, good one. That's funny. See, like that person though. What does that person know about the podcast? What do you mean you agreed? What does that mean? This is a mutual thing. It's not my thing.
Because I think in my perspective, it was my idea. So when you have an idea and then, you know, yeah, you have the equipment and all the followers and
I don't have that many followers.
also the talent. I mean, you're good to work with, like as in like someone to communicate with. But like, you know, at the time, I don't think my feelings were really, and we still haven't talked about this. I mean, this is freaking raw, but like my feelings were really hurt when I got taken away because it was like I said, it was just an idea that I've had and I thought it would be good. And then it turned into like not working out like everything else, you know, and it was just, I was really upset about it. But of course I didn't act like it.
Yeah. Well, I was upset too. And I talked about it on the Street Reporting podcast a little bit. There was a lot going on in that time. And while you have every right to believe it's yours, but it's as much yours as it is mine. I mean, maybe you did have an idea years ago, but you know, we actually had to turn it into something that was a real thing. And it's 50-50. I mean, that's the deal. So you can text your friend back and say, same deal as last time. If I get paid $100 tomorrow, I get $50.
You're
like,
just you're focusing so much on that text message.
People just have these weird, like, make them pay you. Like, I'm just forcing you to work and not get paid anything? Am I just sitting on a big pile of money?
No.
Where is that money at, Toe? You had money from me?
It's not really about that. Like,
make them pay you. Who was it?
No, I'm not.
Coming after you.
You have the emotional range of a teaspoon. I've already said that before, but like
what?
literally your range on like that was a joke. Like she's just like, oh, you know, like, you know, whatever, like just talking to me because she's my friend. She's not your friend. So then if your friend texts you, I wouldn't expect them. Like, I would just be like, okay, but you just get so.
You say that, but that's not true. If my friend texted
your
me
face
something,
immediately
if
changes.
my friend texted me today something equally as rude as that, and I'd read it to you, you would get mad. You'd
How
say,
is that rude?
Make him pay you this time? How is
Okay,
that rude?
I'm moving on.
What do you mean? How is that rude?
This is immature.
It's like the most rude thing.
All right. Anyway.
I'm glad we didn't have a mailbag today, because I bet it would have gotten nasty.
Okay. Well, I have a mailbag of my own.
Oh no. Is it another one that's gonna make me mad?
No, I have a few things that we could talk about. Why don't we talk about if
the Kaci mailbag.
Like my own opinion of what we should talk about?
Let's do that.
Okay, let's switch genders for a second.
Okay, I'm immediately worth $10 million. Go on.
This is funny how you think. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you a question and you're gonna answer.
Can't wait.
So you wake up this morning.
Okay.
Or tomorrow.
Yep.
You're a female.
Mm-hmm. As a female, am I slightly hotter than I am as a man? Just give me that. If I'm a 6 as a man.
No, you have to start your basic level, all natural. Go. You wake up tomorrow.
Well, I'm saying, what do my looks like? Am I 7?
You look like you, but a girl. So your lips aren't done. You have no Botox. Like all this stuff. Like you have to think. You're all natural. You wake up as you.
How do you know I don't have Botox?
I don't. But okay, you wake up.
Perfect.
What do you do?
Well, first thing I do is check my bank account and I laugh. I'm like, it's so easy. I can't believe I have all this money.
But what did you do to get there? That's what I'm saying. You wake up tomorrow to get money. Yeah. What do you do?
I sold pictures of my butthole.
So you sell your body if you're a girl?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I see women. I can name 3. I won't name them by name. I know 3 girls in Shreveport that are millionaires because they have an OnlyFans. And then none of. No offense if you're watching, you're not that hot. You're probably me if I was a girl.
But do you see that? Okay, so then think about that.
Yeah.
Who is paying her?
Guys, they're paying me $5 a month to look at pictures of my feet.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'm saying, what are you saying exactly? Like it's a gotcha.
Men are paying for that.
Yes.
Okay, you're a man and you're mad at that because you.
Did I come across like I was mad? I'm not mad at all. I'm trying to find somebody to manage. I'm trying to get that 20%. It's the booming industry. And it's like, some of
Okay,
these
so
girls
you don't have any morals.
it's not about morals, it's about money. It's about cashola.
So what wouldn't you do for money?
There's a lot of stuff I would do for sure. No, the question was, and this came up off the, and I had a feeling you wrote that down for a reason. But how did it even come up? I was talking about having money as a female or something.
Because you were talking about me and you're like saying, "Oh yeah, it's so hard to be you." Like basically saying because I'm a female, something about something.
That did not happen.
Because
it was not that misogynistic as she just made it.
well,
out
I'm
to be.
saying
I
like
promise.
it was no, it was
Before
like
I get canceled, it was not that. It wasn't that.
no, it wasn't like. Honestly, you can never hurt my feelings, so I don't need anybody to back me up
Yeah.
or anything like that. But
I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. What are you talking about?
no, I'm just saying I literally have to like explain everything I say.
No.
You were saying don't cancel me, and I was basically saying I don't need anybody to defend me on that because you don't hurt my feelings. Basically. Anyway, forgot what we were even talking about because I have to.
If I was a woman for 2 months,
There we
I
go.
would be worth so much money. It would blow your mind. It would blow your mind how even if I wasn't on OnlyFans, I would find a way to make a serious amount of money. Immediately. Oh no, I remember. I remember now. Let's take a shot of Fireball at this one. They're gonna love this one. Kaci was bragging about her 14,000 followers on TikTok off stream, and then I laughed and said, "Well, I could have 14,000 followers if I was a hot female," which is true. I said I could have 14,000 if I lip synced a song in front of a mirror.
But it doesn't add up because I don't like show my like boobs and stuff on there. Like I don't have boobs, but I'm just saying, like
No, I don't no. The OnlyFans is obviously the extreme of this argument. You don't have to show your body. Here's the deal. You're a hot female. Fair? Toe. Thumbs up, thumbs down? Yes, a thumbs up from the toe. You're hot. Listen, you're a hot female. We all agree, okay? Congrats, right?
I think I'm cute.
No, you're hot. It's fine. With that haircut, you're hot. Without that hairstyle, you're cute. That hair, something about it. Maybe I just like Teeter. I don't know. If you're a hot female, you can get followers by literally posting anything you want. It doesn't have to be objectifying your body or anything. You could just be like yours. Your stuff is funny. It's cool. But you're hot.
Wait. You just said something though.
Great. I can't wait to nitpick this one.
You just said funny.
Yeah, you're funny. True. But if you were not attractive, they wouldn't care how funny you were. If you were not hot, they would not care how funny you were.
But sometimes I'm not attractive and funny.
You are always attractive, and rarely you're not funny, but kudos to you. You're funny most of the time. Women get followers on something like TikTok because men are horny and women are haters. That's why you have followers. That's why it's easy for hot women to get followers on social media. If I was a hot woman on social media, I could get 14K by the end of the week. Now, I would do it a different route than you did it. I would do it the lazy route. Like the girls that I saw a funny picture the other day. Somebody screenshotted it, but it was on a girl's Instagram page. And she was like at my son's baseball game, but it was her son in a baseball. It was a real picture. Her little son is like in a cute little youth baseball uniform. And she's like looking at the camera with her back to her with her fat ass showing. And it's like, why can't you just take a picture with your son? Why do you have to, put everything out there like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see those all the time. And then like their post on morality and like what is that saying that always like those girls always, it just baffles me that da 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 da, and they like, I don't know, I can't. Anyways, all right, are you gonna ask me if I was a male?
Oh yes, this will be great. Because you think your life is so hard now, but you have no clue how hard it can be.
I do believe you though. Like, okay, yeah, like I could see where you're coming from on that, on the reason why I have followers or whatever.
No. And like I said, a lot of this is played up. Can I just say something? Because
can't even finish.
I'm saying you have followers because your content is really good and you didn't go the lazy route. I wanted to just make sure you know.
Well, I didn't forget my thoughts, so.
Okay, well, you said you would agree with me. You actually said that I was right.
Yeah, but I forgot that what I
How
was
you
actually
doing?
saying.
I've known this girl half my life, and that might be the third time you've ever admitted I was correct.
Damn.
You woke up tomorrow, and you are a male. What do you do? You'd never be able to get comfortable in the bed again.
Well.
That thing flopping around, man. Sometimes it's hard to.
Oh. I don't know. I don't think I would ever want to be a male, but if I had to, I would. Oh, how old am I?
30. Single. 30. That's a tough spot to be in.
Oh.
Ooh.
I would not want to be a man, but
you're slowly balding. And
ew! Oh my god! Ew!
Yeah, and
Ew!
And you've noticed a gut recently that you've never had to worry about.
And then you would
before.
have to go work out.
Yeah.
Around other men.
Yeah, who are young, hot studs, and then you're you.
Okay, well, I do have good muscle, so I think I'd be pretty cute still if I was a man. I think I just would be gay. I just couldn't do it. Now that I'm trying to process that, I couldn't do it. I probably wouldn't even date either side. I wouldn't date a woman. I wouldn't date a man. I'd probably just.
You wouldn't do anything.
And then you have to work and you wouldn't.
And nothing you ever do is good enough.
Oh my gosh.
Then every time you date a girl, you got to ask if they've ever dated a former Dallas Cowboy.
Oh my god, and then you have to do everything. You have to do everything.
What do you mean? That's not true.
Open the door and put the food in to-go box. Things that I expect. That's crazy. No, I don't want to be a man.
Can I tell a funny story? Just today, we got here to our podcast set, and I have the key to it. And it's three of us outside. It's Kaci and I and AJ, who works here in the building. Johnny, my hands are full. My hands are full. I unlock the door, and then I put the key in my pocket and grab 2 handful of things. AJ's standing there. Casey's right at the door, and Kaci goes, "So can I just open this?" The door that I just unlocked with the key. The girl's never. She's surrounded. She's got 2 guys with her, and she's never experienced opening a door.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Who do you think brings my groceries in? Who do you think you think I call somebody? Hey, can you come get this?
Yeah, you do call somebody actually.
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
What are you talking about?
Oh, really?
Oh, a bed?
Yeah.
That I needed help with? Yeah.
A little baby bed. It wasn't even a big bed.
I could not carry that thing
out
by
myself. You just wanted to see me lift something heavy.
Next subject. Anyway.
Busted. Aren't you glad that we're doing this again?
This is the aftermath of it all.
What do you mean? The aftermath of the last 3 months?
No.
Oh.
I guess,
No, I don't.
I'm trying to explain from the point of breaking up, splitting up,
yeah.
And then now we're here. I think if you really, as long as you're putting effort in, you can communicate in some way.
Yeah.
But we're still going through it. But that's nice to see for people that are going through it.
The best way I can describe where we're at now is how long ago did we break up?
It was August of 2018.
So 6 years? It's been that long? It's freaking crazy. And we were together for almost 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Longest relationship she's ever had. You can't find a guy that could put up with you. That's what it is. Anyways.
Actually, that's probably true in a way.
I told the daughters one day we were talking about you, and I said that Casey's a bull that only one man has figured out how to wrangle, and I couldn't even keep a wrangle for long.
Do you wrangle bulls?
I do. Is
that a thing?
Yeah.
Is it a thing? There's bull wranglers.
Of course there is. What do you mean? What do you
I'm
think
just
they're
asking.
wrangling?
I don't know. Horses.
They wrangle horses too.
They call them the herdsman.
See, it's a herdsman.
Is that true? Talk into that microphone. You're a mile away from it.
Said they call it the herdsman.
Oh my God, muted.
Somebody with a brain is here. I'm so happy.
Get muted, Toe. Well, that was offensive.
Mm.
So you're saying that what people see maybe of us now is the aftermath of a really long relationship and years and years and years after a breakup, and we still
Yeah,
have bad days or months.
I mean, because you have to heal yourself. You can't have somebody else heal you. Even if I apologize, you're like talking about like in one episode, the apologies. Like some people never get an apology, and you have to heal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always expect, and even if you get an apology, that's not going to make you better,
Yeah.
make you feel better.
I think those though who don't receive an apology would never get to this stage that we're in.
I mean, some people, it depends on, how you focus on healing yourself, loving yourself is going to be a big part of that, and realizing like your boundaries for yourself, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what you can tolerate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that way you can allow these things. Like we have to communicate. So it's been a battle
For 9
throughout
more years.
all of this. Yeah. So I think if you have to communicate with somebody, you definitely need to heal from stuff on your own and understand that people are going to suck. Like, and things are going to happen. But you can't depend on somebody else.
Well, I certainly think we're in a much different place now where maybe after when it was really closer to the breakup, and I was obviously really upset all the time. And I think back then we would take our anger out on each other, but we would use the kids to do so, Totally. I'm keeping the kids tonight. It could be something that simple. That's what I mean. Like, we don't really do that now as a form of like punishment. But I do believe when we were mad at each other in the beginning with our kids, that affected how we parented. But now when we get mad, we're just really mad at each other. But my point is, you can be really mad at me, but we'll still text to say who's getting River's lunch this week.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the past, you can't argue with that. We wouldn't have done that. 4 years ago, we wouldn't have texted and said.
I think, like I said, like I just did not feel.
I went months where the only way she could even reach me was through email.
Yeah.
And same for you. I mean, you got months where.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say. It's like I think for me, I just didn't like really think emotionally about it, where you were so emotional, and like when you don't acknowledge emotions, like and care for yourself, you cannot handle anything because you're ignoring that feeling. You're constantly like avoiding it, putting it down. So one little thing happens at a gas station, somebody says something, you're going off on them because you're really upset about something else. You know what I mean? But I was just so like just non-emotional, like very
No,
like
not at all.
bad,
Zero emotion.
like just to the point where I was just like, sorry about your luck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was just
Horrible.
yeah, and I couldn't imagine having to experience that for you. Like, I had already went through my stage of being upset or whatever, but there was a lot I didn't know that I think I understand you more now from like just being a single mom and doing it on my own. I understand you a little bit more of why like you were taking it so hard. You had so many things you were working towards, I think.
Oh yeah.
And then
I think for me it was always like I understood that my life wasn't great at the time in terms of like financial comfortability, in terms of the house we live in and the cars we drive. But I always had an idea of if I just keep working 12 hours a day and if I keep saying yes to my bosses every time they ask me to do something without a raise, that eventually it would all work out and it would pan out for both of us and for our children. And then from my standpoint, it was like, well, damn, all of that was for nothing. At the time, that's, obviously things have changed now. But
well, also, I had a different childhood than you. So I was a teeny bit stronger,
Well,
I'm just saying on that because I was
stronger
thinking,
can necessarily get confused with colder or.
no, it's not. That's not related. I'm not talking about that anymore. I'm saying as in when we broke up, you couldn't emotionally handle it and you were thinking about your work and then this. I was thinking more of like I was thinking of myself for sure, but I think the kids' childhood, the I don't know, my childhood's like I'm very sensitive with it and I'm overprotective with it,
Yeah.
and so with them, I think I just was like a stone a little bit with this situation because like separating it from that
Okay.
them their childhood
Yeah.
because I didn't want to do that to them, but I'm like
Yeah.
I messed up, people
Well,
make mistakes and like
yeah, but we talked about in the previous run of this podcast that it's not necessarily you messed up in what you physically did, but you had reasons to do it that weren't messed up.
there's never a reason, but I think when you're younger and you don't realize how much effort it takes in a relationship and how much you need to acknowledge your feelings. I was always told like get over it, like keep going, sorry, like you're being this way, perk up, whatever. I didn't really get to acknowledge my emotions. So then in my mid-20s, I was just like, just always like that. Just always
Yeah.
like, okay. Like, and so
I remember that. I remember that vividly. I just remember like even asking you like, why can't you just act like any of this matters? It does matter.
but it also was because I was depressed.
Yeah.
Like, that is part of it. And then, fast forward 2 years later, and those feelings 2 years later come up.
Mm-hmm.
And I am bawling, crying
What feelings?
every
Just so
other week.
everyone knows, because I know what you're talking about. But you said those feelings. What feelings came up 2 years after?
Feeling bad for doing that to you, seeing someone be upset and mad and just thinking, oh, they're mad. No, they're mad because I hurt them.
Mm.
That registered.
Mm.
I was just so sad about it because I do have empathy and sympathy for other people. I feel like a lot of moms do. They have big hearts for people in general. Or, I mean, people that aren't moms do too. I'm just saying, like, I'm a mom. But I think I just became, like, just shattered, just broke because I'm like, I didn't realize what I did affected so many things in people.
Mm.
At the time I was depressed, I thought I didn't really matter. So it's like a confusing thing in your brain. It really was.
I get that. I've said it many times, that phone call that you're referring to, like if that call doesn't happen, I don't think you and I ever get to this point where we're friendly.
Yeah. I think a lot of times that phone call never happens with a lot of people.
Oh, of course
and
it
you
doesn't.
see the years go by and you see the kids and you see the separation and you see the hatred just trying to hurt each other. It's like, what are you I mean, it's just a bunch of pride, no humbleness, like
Yeah. That's a great point. I think for most people that phone call doesn't happen.
mhm.
I never thought I would have 2 years in. I certainly would have never thought that call would come through.
But it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So you can't have expectations for an ex
No, of course.
or hold them to a certain standard because it's never going to be rainbows and butterflies.
Well, I think if it's just an ex, it's different than if it's the mother of your kids or the father of your kids, obviously, because you still have to co-parent, right? No matter what happened or went down with you two, you still have to co-parent and coexist. And I really think we've done a great job with ours, with our girls. I think they're doing great. I think they're doing better now than maybe I would have hoped. Because I remember when we split, it was a big deal to me because, and you probably remember this. Of course, I was upset about you and upset about us not being together, but I was upset about my children not coming home or not having a dad every day in their house. Because my dad left when I was 2. Your dad, had,
I'm not going to talk about that.
We don't have to talk about that, but there was, you know what I'm saying? It was just there in my head. I just didn't want my children to ever feel like that. And in a weird way, when we broke up, I thought eventually it would become that. It would become that, Dad's just not home. Dad's just, some guy, and for me, it was like the best part of my day was coming home at 8 o'clock at night and seeing two kids running down the stairs, and it was like, yes, it was heartbreaking to lose you at the time, but as soon as I finally got past that, it was really just sad because I don't get to see my kids every day. What do you have? You have other notes in the Kaci mailbag? You wrote down a lot today, and I'm proud of you for doing it. This is great.
I've journaled since I was like 11. Doesn't take me.
I know
take
all
me-
about your journal.
Oh my god.
Hey, if you think something's going on, fellas, and your lady's got a journal,
I
do not recommend opening it. Just don't do it.
I do like back to what we were talking about real quick with the childhood stuff and raising kids and stuff like that with River and Rose, or like having siblings. Listen, you can also have a child that's affected by it, and then a child that's not affected by it, even if they were both together, during it. That is hard. That's something that I have dealt with.
I think I can relate to that. I mean, my older brother, when my dad left, obviously he was older than me. He took that a lot worse. He took that a lot more personal, where for me, I was 2. I don't remember that. And I really feel bad when I think about my mom, because she was a single mom throughout, really up until high school for me. And she did everything. I mean, she was a super mom. She went to college. She worked in a 1-hour photo that I went to every day. I stayed with my great-grandmother every afternoon, but she had me every day of the week. I played every sport. I had every brand new baseball bat that came out. I had every, video game that came out. And don't get me wrong, I was appreciative of her for it in the moment. But my dad, I remember I was maybe 7 or 8, and I was really big into wrestling. And my dad sent me a leather jacket. And it was like June. But there's this wrestler called Sting that wore a leather jacket. My dad wore, and it was like, part of it was because it was Sting, and he was my favorite guy when I was a kid. But also it was like, my dad sent me this jacket. And I would wear this jacket all summer long around the trailer park, bicycling up and down with my face painted with a Crayola marker. I always felt bad. Like, my dad would come to 1, maybe 3 baseball games my whole life. And I played baseball year round, from the time I was 7 to, graduating high school. And my dad maybe came to 3 games. But man, when he came to those games, like, I got nervous. I cared. My graduation comes. My dad said he's coming to my high school graduation, right? I walk across the stage, and I look out, and he wasn't there. And it destroyed me. And I always felt bad because I never, like, my dad could move mountains. And because it didn't affect me, him leaving. He was still my dad. He was still a superhero. If I saw him once or twice a year, it was the best once or twice. And it took me having kids to realize how shitty he was, and how wrong I was to not fully appreciate my mom, and how great of a mom she was that she didn't take offense when my dad did something and I was bragging about my great dad, She never got paid $1 child support. He left her when she had 2 newborn children. And my mom never badmouthed him to me once. Like, that's a strong woman. And I just always felt bad. Now, don't get me wrong, my older brother hates my dad. Always has. But it affected him differently, that separation. So I say all that to say you make a great point. Separations are different for different children. But I just wish I knew when I was younger to show my mom a little more love, What else you got in your little journal? Do you have a segment where we can drink fireball shots? That's the segment.
I mean, I don't even know what words we're saying a lot.
What do you mean?
Like to have a drinking game.
Oh yeah. What do you got any ideas? What have you heard any words? And get as close to that mic as you can because it's not picking you up at all. But do you have any words that you feel like you've heard us say a lot?
I don't really know. You guys have been.
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, no, you guys have been really.
I think we should take a shot every time Kaci, because it's not that every time I interrupt Kaci, it's every time she feels I interrupt Kaci.
Okay, perfect.
Because then we would be blackout drunk within the hour, and in reality, we were just 2 adults having a conversation. But sometimes I think I interrupt your thoughts, and you treat that like I interrupted a real sentence.
You can't hear my thoughts to interrupt them. Like, you are interrupting while I'm speaking.
That's my point, though. I think sometimes I don't do that, but you think I do because you're thinking about saying something.
I'm trying to. I'm sorry I don't talk like 50 miles per hour like you.
I'm sorry, too. You didn't ask me what's going on in my dating life. You don't care?
Well, that's what I was fixing to say. Like, we could talk about single motherhood, single dadhood, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So you can go.
Well, mine's not that interesting. I think I'm in a weird spot in my life now where maybe it's just my devilish charm, my great looks. I mean, I'm aging like a fine wine. The only women that are interested in me are married. Like, all of them. And it's, some of them I'll see they're interested and then I'm interested. I'm not going to say any names. I went on a date with a married woman like 4 times before she told me she was married. Some of them just don't say it. Then I find out.
Yeah.
And then always ripcord out immediately. But then there's some, especially recently, there's some that like are very much married and very public about it. Doesn't that make you sick? That it happens? Like,
I've never been married, so I don't know. I can't relate.
Engaged twice, though. 0 for 2.
Twice.
Me and you, yeah, we got engaged 2 times. 2 different rings.
That doesn't mean you got engaged twice.
That is what that means. We got engaged 2 times.
I got an upgrade.
You did.
Anyways.
No, I'm asking, what do I do?
I'm trying to say it.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a solution for that because I wouldn't entertain it. But just reverse the roles. Like, think about it. Think, okay, a married man is talking to a girl that's a popular DJ or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's no girls that are popular radio DJs. Except for Erin McCarty. She's the best. All the other ones, nah, I'm not going to get into it. You know, whatever you say, that we can't cut it, so don't do it unless you don't want it to come out.
Well, I was gonna ask for if you like one.
Like one what?
Like this one I like. This one I like. I was gonna ask.
Oh, there's one that you like? Is it a radio DJ
Well, I don't know if she does it anymore.
in Shreveport?
I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't listen to the radio. I just used to like her.
I bet I like her. Who is it?
Is it Hillary?
Oh, the best. The
okay,
goat.
I liked her.
No, she's the goat. She is. She's not even the goat like women radio DJs. She's like the goat radio DJ.
Yeah, she's good.
She's awesome.
Back to my thought. It's coming.
Just some of the DJs in Shreveport are haters, okay? And I'll say it. Some of you are haters, and you think you can say whatever you want. It doesn't come back to me, but it always does. And here you are, 45 minutes into a podcast, watching me. That's all I'm going to say.
Jay.
Maybe I had too many fireballs.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway.
Little Boosie wrote a
Hold,
song
will
about
you shut up? Shut up. Shut up. God. Listen. Shut up.
I'm saying I can
Turn
give
his
you the
mic off.
mixer. I'm saying I can control the mics, but I can give this to you next time, or you can just mute my mic.
I just need you to shut up. I was talking about something. Okay. We were talking about, the married women, right? So a guy that's married going after a girl. Okay, so why would he do that? Is he gonna leave his wife and his nice house and all that for this girl that's DJing at a club?
A little bit offensive.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Reality, what are they going to? I mean, let's
Hell
be honest.
Yeah, they would. Are you kidding? What are we talking about?
I'm just
here?
saying, I think it's
No.
so they're missing something.
They
There's
would.
a void for them.
They would. They are incorrect in doing so, and that's what I've told some of them.
I think
it's like you're making a bad choice.
If women want to leave, it takes a very long time. Number one, number two, you have to be pretty strong. I'm just saying, like you have to be like brave, yeah. Because I knew what was coming. Like, yeah. Yeah.
I think that it just proves my point that 98% of married people are cheaters. I think the number is
I think everyone
very
cheats.
high.
I mean,
Yep.
everyone's just a cheater. So
I think if you work in a nightclub long enough, in the same town long enough, you see it happen every night, every weekend. But then lately, like, it's weird. I used to not get that, but now it's like all of a sudden the only DMs I get are from married women, and the only people that, I don't know. To me, it's kind of heartbreaking because Like, I would never do that with a married
Well,
woman.
you're in a certain
But now I'm
environment.
wasting my time.
Well, you should remove yourself. Like, not your job. I'm saying, like, if you're trying to look for better, you have to go to better spots. Like,
I'm looking for worse.
Okay.
Okay. What else you got? We only have a few minutes left.
I mean, that's pretty much. I mean,
Are you happy that we're doing this again?
yeah. I mean, I'm not getting my hopes up off of 1 hour.
Yeah.
Right now, but hopefully.
Yeah.
What do you think men want? What are
How old are these men?
You.
What do I want?
You're no. Don't make this about you.
Okay.
You're a 31-year-old male. It's just in general.
You think I'm 31?
32? 33? 33? Yeah, you're 33. Oh my God, you're 33.
No, I'm 31.
You're 33. So, yeah, because 89.
89? Hello, math.
90?
91? You don't even know me.
91? My bad.
Oh my God.
Anyway. What did I just ask you? Oh.
The podcast
What
is
do men
over.
want? What do men want? No, I shouldn't say men.
I'll tell you, men want.
What do guys want?
Okay. All guys. Any guy.
Guys.
Any guy, any age. Guys all want to find somebody who loves them and they never have to wonder if they are loved. Guys want to be with a woman who they trust to the end of the earth. Guys want their stress reduced when they're at home.
And what does that look like?
It depends on that exact situation. It could be something minimal or it could be something maximum. It depends on what the guy's situation is.
But just think about it tonight when you went home. What does that look like? A clean house?
Yeah, could be a clean house. But like I'm saying if his woman is working, he probably would respect that as well, and they'd both pick up the slack together. Guys want a teammate, but a true teammate. Guys don't want a girl with a Snapchat score over 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Guys don't want a girl that posts pictures of herself every day on the internet and shows herself off to the world.
Yeah.
Guys want a woman or a girl that they just know that once she commits to them, that is set in stone. Now, in turn, the guy has to provide the same, and I don't think that's out there.
That's what I was fixing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks being single, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not me. I like it. I like having a dirty house when I get home, I'm chilling. I don't ever want to date again, though. I really don't. I'm like so committed to that. And I feel bad because I've had to be a real asshole to some girls, like over the past few months. But it's just because I had a girl once, I'm not going to name names, and man, I hope she's not listening because I do like her a lot. Really cool person. But I told her I'm just not ready to date right now. And she just was offended by that. And she's stunning, this woman. She's beautiful. She has that nice house that you're talking about. She's got the life already set, runs a company, probably 2 or 3 years older than me. Got it all going. And she was so offended that I told her I wasn't interested in dating. Well, why won't you date me? I don't get it. And I said, well, the truth is, you're really good. You're way better than what I deserve. But also, I work nonstop. I wake up at 4 a.m, and maybe I'll get a nap every now and then, but I really do work around the clock. And I work every weekend. And on top of that, when I'm not working, I have my kids. And you know what she said? You'll love this. You'll love what she said. She said, well, wait, you wouldn't prioritize me over work or maybe over your kids every now and then? That's what she said. I said, no, absolutely not. I never would.
I think you'd have a girlfriend if you didn't work in the club.
The club has nothing to do with it. I could have a girlfriend today with one phone call. I don't want one.
Okay.
But even the club, think about how many, like me and you worked somehow for years of it. Could never date somebody now working in a nightclub. Just couldn't happen. There's no amount of trust that a girl could have in me. And I never once cheated working in the club all that time in a relationship. But these days, I just don't think I could find a girl that could trust that, Clubs are sucky, man. So why do you go to them all the time, Kaci?
Why do you think I go to them all the time?
Why do you go to them all the time? I'm just asking.
I think in the summer I went quite a bit just because I was with my kids every single day and I needed a release, like to hang out. somewhere. I mean, there's not shit to do. Nobody wants to sew with me. Nobody wants to sit there and like fucking.
None of your guy friends want to sew with you?
I mean, like, my options are not that great. But anyway.
I would like for you, let me just say one last thing. I am very happy that we're doing this. I do apologize to you for ending it the way it ended months ago. And I think I always called it the Exes, a podcast experiment, because I knew that with my emotions, that the fuse could light at any moment and the show would become no more. But there was just a lot of stuff going on back then, and I think, now it's just it's kind of a different time, and I'm just really excited about doing it. And thank you for doing it again. And now it's your turn to say something nice about me. That's good enough. Go ahead and end the show. Kaci, you have the honors today. End this, baby.
Thank you for watching the Exes podcast.
No, wait. You're looking at me. You got to look at that camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the Exes podcast, a podcast experiment.
Now look at that big camera back there and just give him a little wave. Hey, how you doing? We got 3 cameras now. Things are looking up. When are we back? When's the next episode drop?
Next Thursday.
Where at?
Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
And if they want to watch it, where do they see
And
us?
then if you want to watch the video, it is on YouTube.